So let's do that. So
Nice.
yesterday, if you watched the session from yesterday, we was talking about GBP CAD after I think it was Jason asked me to look at it. And yesterday, have a look. If I lie there, you can see the time, Thursday around 7, 8 o'clock. We was around here. Let's put a vertical line so we can understand where we are in the markets. We was about here. Okay. Now, I said that we was down at the bottom of a range, and I said a few things. I said that this market could grab the liquidity from the top, it could grab the liquidity from the bottom, and it could go. All right. I also said when we saw this wick come all the way up here, that I said we're looking for closes outside of this area to understand it being an indication. And let me show you something. We never once actually have got a close. Look at this. Remember, when a wick comes and forms, the new criteria is now I need a close above that wick. Yeah, that's supposed to be an arrow. It's terrible. All right, let's try and find an arrow. All right, when the new criteria comes, is that I need a close above that wick. Okay. And then when a new criteria comes, look, I need a close. This is still a wick. All this is still wicks, 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 wicks. I need a close above, and I didn't get any close above this wick. Maybe here I got one close, so that would have been my indication. Yeah, that close would have been my indication. The market closed here. Did I get a correction? Well, the correction came all the way down, all the way here to what? To do what? Grab the liquidity that was below this level. So when I'm looking at this now, everything played out perfectly because I wouldn't have been in here for the buy. And then when I saw it start tumbling down here, I know where it's going. It's going past this level of these equal lows that we had drawn in here. Look at these equal lows that I had in here. And what did the market do? Nam, 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 came past those lows. And then the market started to, and now where we at? It pushing up in this manner. Pushed up over here. Indication, big old indication, big old push up into where what we looked at previous on the 15 minutes and an hour, this imbalance that I said that this market could come up here and capture this imbalance. Because remember, what I was saying is that there is good reason for this GBP CAD to push all the way up to that blue line. But I said, first and foremost, this area of imbalance looks very interesting. Looks like an area that the market might want to come and explore. But I said, because we was consolidating here, look at these 1, 2, 3, these equal lows. I said, we might see this liquidity get taken first before it even goes to everything that was, watch the video tape. Watch it back. I said, videotape, man. Watch the YouTube. Yeah. Watch it. And you'll see exactly that. And the market's, now, what does that mean? Apart from, stroking Jay's ego, it means that when you're sitting here and you're watching this consolidating, you didn't get in here by this little fake push out over here because the candle never closed. Yeah. And the candle didn't correct and continue. And then when you saw it coming down here, you wasn't surprised when you see it broke 50% of that previous consolidation level. You wasn't surprised. Yeah. You watched it come all the way down here and you watched it capture the liquidity that Jay said that the market may want to go and do. Because I remember our analogy yesterday was that there was lions and bears and mythical creatures over here that was scary. So all of the people then thought it was clever to hide their money here. Yeah, right? But the market's not dumb. It quickly nam, 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 nam. And it could have been a much bigger wick. Don't get twisted. We don't know how it wants to wick down. But it came and broke this level. Nam, 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 nam. Took liquidity. And then it ran in the opposite direction. Now, if I saw this liquidity takes which I was at the event yesterday, look at that. That's at 1:50, 2 o'clock around that time. There is a potential entry if you can see structure after that liquidity is taken. Now, I'm telling you for free, you won't be able to see that structure on a 5-minute time frame. So therefore, newbies and people that are just trying to grasp this strategy are probably not going to be able to get that entry. But have a look. I'm going to drop down to my 1-minute time frame. All right. And in that 1-minute time frame, we understand the strategy. We understand that we're going to have to draw in some lines to understand, where the market's been going. I'm looking for the lowest point. All right. All of these look relatively equal. Okay. All of these levels look relatively equal. All right. So we can turn around and we can take the last lowest point in here. Okay. or even if you really wanted to get techie, because there's equal low, there is another lowest low point in here. This is just me being on a 1 minute time frame, which I said that you don't need to be there. But if I was there and I'm a little bit more advanced in regards to understanding the strategy, and I decided to go to my 1 minute time frame, I'm could be looking for an indication, correction, continuation over this level or this level. Indication, candles closing. See how candles are closing? Correction, coming down into this level and not breaking this structure. So now we're getting a higher high, higher low. Then I'm looking for a continuation of a close above this wick, which ultimately on the 1 minute time frame we didn't get until all the way over here and these levels in here. All right. So on the 1 minute time frame, don't get twisted. I'm just showing you that here would be an earlier indication. I mean, an earlier way of we can get into trade. Or if we're waiting here for a close above this level, that was the close above this level. You could have placed your stop all the way down here. And either way, you would have been in the trade early. Yeah. You would have been in the trade early looking at a 1 minute time frame. Even if you took here, because you couldn't see a close, because it is a bit tight over there, and decided to put your stop either below these levels or below the last level. I wouldn't bother putting it below this level because I don't think the market should be coming down here. It's taken the money. If it starts coming back down here for some reason, it's like, why? Why are you back down here? All right, so I would go over here, no problem. That would have been an early entry. However, where would my eye be looking at? My eye would be looking at that market getting into that imbalance that we discussed. That would be my eye. And look how the market went and dipped straight into that imbalance. Nice 1 to 2 trade, calm. And ultimately, even though this market now has just indicated above a bigger structural level, look, if I go to my, say for example, my 15 minute, this market by pushing here, this was a level, look, this was a level of structure. Even though the market came up here and just did a little nam, 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 this was a level. It just indicated above those levels of where it might want to go. And it's made a correction down in here. It's quite a deep correction, but hasn't broken this structure as yet, meaning this is a higher high, this is a higher low. It's very, very possible now that this market wants to, if it starts running that direction, because it's taking this imbalance already. So if it's going in this direction, it's like because it really wants to go there. All right. Because on the bigger picture, our bigger Russian doll that we was discussing, we were saying that this market is at the bottom of a range, which is this range here between this line and this line. Okay. Like this. Like this. Like this. Oh, let me make a different color. Like this, it's at the bottom of this pink range, and there is potential liquidity sitting above these highs over here. All right. So could this market be trying to run and capture that liquidity? Possible. But right now, this just running and taking this one would be a good trade on a smaller time frame. Okay. So that market, sorry, just to come in and running and taking this one is where it could possibly want to run to and get to and break outside of that range. The only concern I said, which is the same thing I said on the video, the YouTube video yesterday, is that we are kind of at the top of the range of this box, which is a concern because as easy as I'm saying this, yeah, as easy as I'm saying this, the market could say, well, Jay, we're at the top of that range right now, and we want to start trading back down to the bottom of the range. Look at it on a bigger picture. Yeah, it could say we're, whoops. It could say we're at the top of that range in here, and the market wants to start trading it down to the bottom of the range. It might do, but we've been seeing these equal highs and higher lows. And we even went and looked at some patterns of what normally happens in a market where the price comes in like this and goes into this ascending triangle shape. Well, normally what happens is market tweaks out of this side. Yeah, which it could be nam, capture the liquidity, tweak of this side, touch our range better, and then decide it wants to come down. Or decide it wants to keep going that way. Or decide that it's not actually ready to do that at all, and this ascending wedge is just fluff, and it wants to just trade back some more in this range, up and down. All of these things are very possible. And I'm just saying to you, as a trader, you have to be aware of all of these possibilities. Just like when you're driving your car and you see one kid out of your peripheral view, a kid's on a scooter, then you see, some kids playing football, and then you see a car that's driving reckless. Your brain is processing all of this information. These are all the possible things, dangers, that you must be aware of. Like, you're a bad driver if you didn't clock there's kids playing football by the zebra crossing. Like, you have to be aware of that. Your foot's already covering the brakes so that you don't lick over no youths and go jail. Yeah? That's the same principle when you're here looking at these traders. It's not that you know that the kid's going to bounce the ball in the road and run in it. You don't know. But you're aware of the danger, of the concern, of the possibility that that may happen. So right now, the market, if I zoom in to what's happening right now on a smaller time frame, I'm going to go back to my 5 to see if I can get something from the 5. So look, we can see that 5-minute structure has been broken and just about a candle has closed above, which is here. This was some structure in here on a 5-minute time frame. We've seen this close just about here. That's closed above that 5-minute structure. That could support our potential indication. I want to see now a correction and a continuation up here for me to turn on and even consider saying, you know what, I can take a trade like this. Now, this would be a very aggressive trade, doing it like this, so 6-7 pips. A safer trade would be saying, I'm going to place my stop below this swing low. On the basis of why? Well, this there would be a bigger picture trade of me trying to get at least up here into profits. That's a 1 to 3. Bearing in mind that when it goes up there and captures that liquidity, it might take it in the wickedest way and start pushing up here. If the market decides to do that. If the market right now turns on and goes, nah, Jay, actually, not interested in doing that. Want to come in the opposite direction, that's fine. I'll be looking for an indication and a correction and a continuation of the market saying, no, I just want to trade within that bigger gray range, Jay. I'm not interested in going and pushing up here. I don't believe that's what it wants to do, but I don't know. You feel me? Yeah, because based upon the analysis yesterday, we've been spot on. It's come up here, made some liquidity, came down here, broke the 50% mark, didn't correct and continue over here. Actually didn't even close until all the way up here. It was just wicks, didn't close above a level, a clean closure, came down here, captured some liquidity, and then started to break that structure and run up in this direction. And we're at the bottom of a range, which is an area of demand, yeah, an area of discount, okay? And the market started to push up here. It's captured the imbalance over here, 15-minute imbalance. It's made a retracement, but hasn't broken this structure. So if I was to draw some clean lines in here, yeah, this market was, I don't know, if I draw some lines in here, this market was coming down in here, doing some stuff. Then this market decided to go sideways. This is all sideways action. Now the market's made a higher high, higher low, and I'm thinking about a higher high. So I'm thinking about a potential higher high. And after that higher high, I might get a higher low. And I know I might get a higher high. And these guys might get a higher, an equal low, just taking a mic. Then I might get a higher high, or I might get another equal low, might consolidate for a bit some more. Then who knows? That's how these markets move. I don't know what they do. Yesterday, you saw me in the picture in the DeLorean. Yeah, if I could jump in a DeLorean and go and see what happens tomorrow, I definitely would. All right. But I don't know. Okay, so that's why I'm just aware of what's going on. Say, for example, look, like, let's do this live now. Let's try and do some live bits. We've seen that market possibly, like I said, I was trying to squeeze this as a 5-minute close above that wick. But now when I look at it closer, I don't really consider this close here above this. So it's so tight. Like, I want a clean close. I do want a clean close. Like this, look, this close here and this wick here, there's like about a millimeter in it. I don't know if I really want to, if I'm forcing it. I'd see a nice close for me to consider it and say, okay, that's a nice close above this level. This wick has done some damage. Look, right now, this is coming down here, but everything's still bullish unless it breaks this level of structure here. All right, unless it breaks this level of structure here. And the next bit of structure is here. And then we've got in this little swing low here. Now, yes, they're wicks on a 5-minute time frame. They are, I agree. But if I drop my time, because we are very small here, to 1 minute, well, they're candles. Their structure. Look at this bullish engulfing candle all the way down here. bullish engulfing candle over here. Let me circle them for the people that need to see it. This is a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. This is a bullish candlestick engulfing candlestick pattern. And this practically is a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, a bit more complex. All right. This also here at the bottom here is another bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, all sitting on our yellow line. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, right about now, like I said, this one's not great as a candlestick pattern. The market is still bullish unless it breaks this structure here and then starts showing that it wants to do something else. Yeah. So at the moment, though this has come down here, I'm still watching it and I'm only going to be concerned if it breaks here. Yeah. The indication hasn't been great, so maybe I'd still wait for a better indication, correction, continuation. But at the moment, the market's thinking about it. So what would I do here? I'd put my alert in here so that I don't have to stand here with my mouth open looking at the chart. And I'll also pop one up in here, seeing what's going on. All right. So yeah, that's it. Let's go look at another pair. Pick a pair, any pair. I want to go back into it and I want to break it down for somebody here. That is just about getting it, but they're missing a few little bits and pieces. All right. Pick a pair, any pair. Pick a pair, any pair.
US 30.
US 30. All right. No problem. Let's go and have a look at US 30. I always use the same ones. I use Oanda, which is US 30 USD. All right. For whatever reason, that's what they called it. All right. So I opened up my US 30 chart and I happen to be on a 1 minute time frame. Can I just start analyzing the charts? No. I don't know where the hell I am. It's like somebody just dropped you out of space and you're in a hallway somewhere. Like, do you know where you are? Do you know what country you're in? Do you know what town or city, what area? You don't have a clue. I have to go zoom out. Yeah. I have to zoom out to know where I am and what's going on. All right. I'm going to delete everything off my charts. I don't want anything I've made earlier. All right. I'm going to hide these alerts. I'm going to zoom all the way out. So this right now, this current chart is only showing me to August 2023. It's not enough. Let me go to my weekly. Let me really see what's happening in this market. Okay, I've shrunk it down. I'm squeezing up all of these candles. And now I've got a much better view of what's going on. That view is showing me that this market has been bullish, making higher highs and higher lows. All right. That's what it has shown me. All right. We can see stuff like this happening. Okay. We can see stuff like this happening. All right. Now, I don't need to put a top end in here because someone else could put their top end in like this and some little angle. Like, top end doesn't really matter if the market's bullish because I want to see structure and the structure is all beneath me. If I'm over here at this peak here, all the structure is beneath me. There's no structure above me. If the market was coming in from this direction, then there'd be structure above me. So that, above doesn't matter too much. It's what's underneath that matters the most. All right. And then if I knuckle down some more, get to my daily time frame, now I can start telling some stories. If someone said, okay, so what's going on in this market? I can say, well, the market was bearish from December, making lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. And then in October, so December 21, and then in October 22, we see that the market broke some structure and became bullish, making some higher highs and some higher lows and some higher highs. Yeah, maybe you couldn't see that, but let's look at it. Higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And then I can turn around and say that in October 2023, all right, so we can see these being years apart. This is 1 year's passed from here to here, okay? We saw that the market get very bullish, yeah? And the angle of that push changed, yeah? It got bullish quicker in this type of trajectory, all right? These are facts. These aren't my opinions. These are facts because I zoomed out. And the market's trading within this range right now, okay? Even though I've drawn it rubbish, yeah? It's trading within this range. How have I drawn that line? Somebody's asking because they don't know how to draw their lines. Is I've made sure that I kind of get the gist of the energy where the market is, but I need that to touch at least 2 data points. And those data points must include that last low before the highest point. So if I zoom in now, I can see a few things. Look, I'm potentially at the top of a range. This guy, I'm potentially at the top of that range. I say potentially because I drew the lines quickly whilst I'm talking to you guys on a session. So it's not like they're not the most accurate, okay? But they're potentially near the top. You know, you might as well say we are near the top region, yeah, which is a premium. And within that last impulse, if I drop my time frame down, the market seems to have seems to have broken outside of the market. The market was trading within these blue lines and prices and made this highest point here. That's why that my line is like that, because my line's touching this lowest point before this highest point. And the market is trading within that range at the moment on a much bigger time frame. The market is in here. Yeah, the market is in there. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking to myself, the market on a smaller picture has been making some lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, but not bigger than 4-hour structure. On a smaller time frame, the market's been making lower lows and lower highs, breaking some kind of structure in here. But on a 4-hour time frame, it hasn't broken no 4-hour structure. So for all I know, this market can get down here and decide, woo, we want to go all the way up here. And that still would be a bullish market, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So the market is still in here, not broken this structure or this swing structure at the moment. Okay, if I drop to my hour time frame, then we could say, well, it has been breaking some hour structure. All right. If I was looking at this on a slightly smaller time frame, have a look. This is the last push here. Again, drawing my lines and doing what? Because I'm giving man the source in such a simple way, such a structured way. Yeah. Touching the last low before this highest point, because that then becomes a structure over here. And what would I have been waiting for? I've been waiting for an indication, correction, and continuation to be able to turn around and say, okay, cool, I'm going to take that trade now if I really wanted to. I wouldn't have. I'll tell you why I wouldn't have, because it hasn't broken outside of this blue line. I want the price to break outside of that blue line, but I'm going to show you regardless. Indication. So it's come from this point over here. It's come from this point over here. That's where it started, and it indicated breaking this structure. It corrected, and it continued here. If I took that trade there, which I wouldn't have, because I want to see price break outside. Because if I don't see price break and hit, and I put my stop above this high here with my spread ×2, if I don't see price break, this is the reason why we want to see it break outside this blue line. Because if I don't see price break outside this blue line, it means that I'm taking a trade from the bottom of a range, because it's still in that blue range. It means I'm selling at the bottom of a range, which I don't want to do, because I understand the bottom of the range is discount. That's why I would wait for price to break outside of the range to make some decisions. Now, I've been lucky here by turning around and saying it's an indication, correction, continuation, and being able to take that trade, because that trade plays out. Look, the market pushes, comes back up here, looks at your stop loss, doesn't take it, and continues lower. So you're lucky, because the market could have just as easily come down to the bottom of this range, which is discount, and decide it wants to buy from there and go and keep going up here. Okay, but in this instance, the same strategy even kept us safe here. But that's not what you would do. You would wait for price, unless you was up here. Up here, price is just, broken outside of the range here. But if you can't get an entry near the top here, which is going to be your premium, then obviously by the time we start getting all the way down here, you're kind of in the middle to the bottom of the range. Like, it doesn't make sense. You taking a look, you're near this discount zone. Up here, you wasn't near this discount zone. You had all of this distance to trade with it. But down here, you're like, well, I missed my opportunity a bit on that time frame, which is fair enough, because the market didn't break properly. And the joke is the market did break properly. Let me show you how the market did break properly on a smaller time frame. So you see this orange line? This orange line over here was a range, was an impulse. It's an hour impulse. Look, the market pushed. Let me do this so you don't get, I'm not confusing anyone. On an hour time frame, that market was making some higher highs and higher lows and higher highs until the market price started to break outside of the range. Now, in here, there is structure. I just can't see it on the 1 hour time frame. Let me drop all the way down to my 5 minute. In that push here, of this market pushing up in here, there is structure. Look at this last push. I'd have to draw another line in here, trying to touch the last low before this highest point. All right. Let me just draw that in like a little white line here. Now you can't, it's still hard for someone to see, so I'm going to drop down to my 1 minute so you can see a lot clearer. Okay. I can see it, but let's just make it so it's clear so everyone can see it. You see, here is structure. If I was to draw a little line in, this is structure on a 1 minute time frame. This is structure. This is structure. This is structure. On the 5 minute, it was harder to see, but on the 1 minute, it's clearer to see. So same principle comes into play. If I was really, really eager to get into that trade here, look, boom. I'm waiting for it from the market started from here, look. Indicated and closed, corrected, continued. At this point in time, I have an option of taking an aggressive trade in here with my stop above this high, with my spread times 2. I might have still been in the trade, probably not. That's my aggressive entry. I would have got air. I would have got stopped out on my aggressive entry because it's a 1 minute entry, or my safer entry above this swing high, which makes more sense because I'm on a 1 minute time frame. Or better still, let me even say this. Let me not even say that. Let me say this. When I want to place my stop above this last high here, but I can see, what can I see? Somebody's going to tell me because they know what I'm talking about. What can I see that's going to make me not put my stop just right there? My finger, where's it gone? What can I see? Somebody knows. Somebody knows. Somebody.
Could you go through that again? Because I missed it. So
No problem. Let's go back to my
where
1
was you
minute.
going to put your stop?
To my 1 minute time frame. So I was going to place my stop.
You see the Russian dough.
It's over here. All right. I was going to place my stop over here. So this indicated, it corrected, it continues. I was going to place my stop above this high. If I was to rewind everything, have a look. Here, if I was to rewind everything, I was going to place my stop above here. However, as I've spoken to you guys many, many times, we can see all of those red candles together. I've just jumped to a 2 minute time frame so you can see it better. And I have to take into consideration what?
Imbalance.
That's right. So me putting my stop here, I'd be a mug. Because it's me putting my stop here knowing that imbalance is a draw on price. And just above where my stop is, there's imbalance. So I have to put my stop above that imbalance there. With my spread times 2, so which might be an extra little pip. I have to. Because there's imbalance. Me placing it here, it's like I'm going to mug myself. Because what the market's going to do is going to come, stop me out, tap into my imbalance here, and then drop down for 10,000 pips. And I'm going to be looking at this market because, going nuts. On the basis that all I had to do is say, see, on the 1 minute time frame, I saw those 3-4 candles that are all together. I know there's some imbalance, there's some inefficiency. Take that into consideration. Look here, right, moving my stop just a few more pips above over here. So on this US 30, we're talking about 50 pips for argument's sake in this instance. All right, just here with my spread times 2, because your spread might be a pip times 2 pips here. Now that is a safe. Don't get twisted. A safer place is above here. Yeah, this is your safer place. I'm not going to lie to you, but this would be your aggressive entry. All right. And if I was to hit play, still in the trade, we went nuts because the market came up here and it only wanted to fill that little bit of imbalance. So we placed our stop above that imbalance with our spread times 2 to take in consideration, the spread. And we'd still with it. Look, you see how every single time this was our entry above this high. But this imbalance over here was the, don't forget about the imbalance. Like I said to you, the safest place is obviously above the high. So I'm just trying to show you that there is a potential entry as this price breaks outside the market. I'm all the way here on the 1 minute time frame. On the 5 minute time frame or larger time frame, I'd like to see price break outside of this line. Because there's no point me starting taking a trade down here where I'm approaching my face to run straight into this bottom edge. It's dumb. This is the buy area in regards to demand, in regards to it being cheap of this impulse, this orange impulse. So I don't want to sell straight into the bottom of where I want to be buying. I want this price to first violate this orange line. Look at the violation. I want it to violate it first. Like, make out that it's not there. Like, okay, this price no longer is respecting this area of demand and doing something else. And then I want to see my indication, correction, and continuation. Because now we've broken past that wall. This wall doesn't exist. It existed in the past. Look at it. Bang, the price couldn't get past it. Bang, the price couldn't get past it at that angle. But here it no longer exists. It found a little tunnel, a little hole. And then here's where I'm looking for my indication, correction, continuation on the basis that maybe this price wants to do something else. Maybe. Because the price is, remember, look at that bigger Russian doll, which is that bigger gray box. We're at the top of this range. We're at the top, which is a premium that we want to sell in. And now the price is actually breaking outside of the trend, giving me more indications. Now, even though I'm on a 5-minute time frame, which is quite small, this alone, I'm looking for some structures, break or some structure over here for me to understand what I want. Now, it's not too easy to see the structure, but there is structure there. You can see my lines anyway. So even if you see here, this market just here of this structure has just about, I would say on a 5-minute time frame, not even close below this structure. Let's go to a 15-minute, have a look. 15-minute structure would be here. You see, very clearly, a 15-minute structure would be here. The market hasn't yet closed below that 15-minute structure. Let's play it forward and see what happens. Has now, it's closed below the structure. All right. Are we going to see some sort of correction? I don't know. Let's have a look. Correction. Are we going to see any kind of continuation coming and closing below this level now without violating this high? But there you go. Oh, no, not quite. Not quite. You see how I'm watching this like a hawk? The market was here. All right. Came down from here, broke some structure, indicated potentially, broke this little level of structure, had a little bit of a correction into some imbalance. There's imbalance in here on a higher time frame. Came back into here. But I'm waiting for a continuation to close below here. If I see the market pushing back up and violating this high here, which I considered as where it started from, I need to start again. It just means that on this time frame, the market's not ready to come down here. And look at this candle pushing up here. I don't know if it closes. Let's check. Does close above that level, but at that point in time, I'm starting again because now the market is doing the hokey cokey. It's going sideways. It was making lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows, but now it's just made a higher high above this level. So what is it doing? I don't know. What I do know is it's not going in a definitive direction. It's trading within this little box here at the moment. All right, let's play it forwards. Look at the little box. Look at the little box, how it came up to up to the top end of this area, and then it decided it wanted to turn around. You're right? Because in this energy here, I don't know what it's doing. Because look, even at the bottom here, if you want to draw another little box, this is all sideways action in here. Until it indicated, corrected, pushed all the way up here, but we're in the box and we're in the middle of a range. And over here, we're at the top of a range. So once again, I don't want to necessarily sell into a wall up here, the top of these candles. I don't want to buy into this wall up here. So now I'll be looking at this market to myself, you know what? I'm waiting for a break of these blue lines, which is the top of that little range and the bottom of that little range. That's what I'd be saying to myself. And look how the market is just playing with my emotions. It knows I'm waiting for that. Look, it knows. It's like, Jay, I know you're waiting for that, bro. So for that reason, I'm just going to ramp with you. It knows. And in here, once again, if you wanted to, this is all sideways action. on a 50-minute time frame. Remember, every one of these candles is 15 minutes. It's not a short space of time. It's a decent amount of time where the market is just doing the whole kick. Why would I want to be in a trade in here for the last 4 or 5 hours if it just going backwards or forwards? I don't. I'm in the red, I'm in the blue, I'm in the red, I'm in the blue. I don't want to be in that. I don't need to. Keep my money in my pocket and wait for an opportunity. You see what's happening. You see what's happening. And guys, remember, you can do this all day long. Back test, click play, see what's going on. Look, market's just ramping. All right. This is definitely a break, a close outside of our little area here. Let me go up to my hour time frame and see what I want. Now, we've definitely pushed outside of here now with a big old hour candle. All right. We still are at the top, approaching the middle of this bigger range. But now I'm concerned about this Russian doll. This Russian doll. That's what I'm concerned about now, because that was the angle that this price has been pushing up in, respecting this bigger Russian doll. Is it? So when the price gets down to these green levels, I'm going to be a bit concerned. That, are we going to bounce off this big Russian dollar head again, or are we going to break through? I don't know. But what I do know is right now, because of this indication, I'm expecting a potential correction and a potential continuation. And because we're on such a large time frame, I might be able to get a little entry here on a 5-minute, trading down into this level here. But when we get down here, I'm going to be concerned that the market might boing and do that. So let's have a look to see if on a smaller time frame we get a correction. So I'm going to say something. Let's see if we, on a smaller time frame, on a 5-minute time frame here, if we get a correction, maybe closing this imbalance and a continuation. Let's see. Well, to be fair, this wick here, wicks 50%-ish into this imbalance. I say ish because it's not really that 50%. Yeah, no, it's less than 50% down here. Now, again, watch. I could turn around and decide that this is my entry, and I'd like to put my stop aggressively above this little high here, but I'm taking into consideration there's the little imbalance above here. So why would I put my stop here when I could take that consideration in? And then when you've done that consideration, you're like, why would I put my stop here when I could just go above this candlestick zone? So maybe that could be an entry. And remember, guys, even when I'm talking to you and I'm talking about so strongly about my strategy, I also lose trades. It's not correct 100% of the time. Do you understand? Nothing is. No one has a strategy is correct 100% of the time. Now, for me to take this trade with such a big zone, I've got to make sure that there's enough profit from where I think that this market may go to bother taking the trade. So I'm looking down here, and I'm also looking left for structure, because just because I drew lines on my screen, that doesn't mean that's where the markets are going. There's guides. I trade to structure. So I'm thinking to myself, if I do hit this button right now, what's potentially on the table? What profits are on the table? Well, here is some structure. Here is some structure. Someone else would probably potentially say even here was some structure, just because of some previous highs in here. And obviously here is some structure. Another word that you can call these structures is your TPs, potential take profit areas, because afterwards you're thinking to yourself, maybe the market's going to turn around. So look, if I was to hit my button from here to here, is that a great trade 1-to-1? Am I really over the moon about that trade? Not really. Hence the reason why I said before, with the same attitude over here, I'd prefer to see this price break outside of that trend to put more meat on the table. Because at the moment, from taking this trade from here to here, I'm kind of selling into a wall. Though there's a little bit of distance, yes, there is a little bit of distance to the tune of 1-to-1, maybe a little 1-to-2. I am kind of selling into the wall of this trend. Let's play it forward and see what happens. Go back to my 5-minute time frame. Let's play it forward and see what happens. It's going too slow for me. Let's speed up. So we can see how the market got into a little bit of profits. It came back up. You're in the red. You're just about teetering around zero now, but this is on the 5-minute time frame. Oh, that's our first little area we said of interest, that the market's come down to some structure. Now, at this point in time, if I was in the trade and I'm happy now, okay, I've had a profitable trade. once again, I'm popping in my lines because I know that this isn't it, but it might decide it still wants to push down into these levels. All right. So I'm looking at it and thinking to myself, okay, what may or may not happen right now? Well, if this market starts coming back and breaking this larger structure, well, look, first and foremost, I wouldn't be looking at a 15-minute time frame if I got into some profits. I would be making this risk-free as quickly as possible. Like this, because I already acknowledged the fact that the market hasn't broken outside of the trend. The trend is still trending up. This blue line is the bigger Russian doll. So as soon as I get profitable here, I don't want to lose no money. I want to make some money, but I don't want to lose any money. All right. Now, if this kicks back in here, starts breaking structure and stops me out for nothing, well, cool. Who cares? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah. And then it's breaking structure here anyway. So maybe it wants to go back up. All right. Let's see what happens. So I was able to get that another little push down in here. Yeah. Which I'll be happy about. But once again, like I said, I'd be happy about it because I'm now at a 1 to 1.5 or whatever it may be. I'd rather be trying to secure some profits in by moving this stop loss, shrinking it down. I wouldn't be on a 15-minute time frame. Because I'm so concerned about it turning around, I have to zoom in. If you was concerned about, oh, no, there's a fight over there and you're looking in your big binoculars, you'd zoom in to see what's going on. So if I was concerned that something was happening here, I'd zoom in. I'd be on my 5-minute time frame or even my 1-minute time frame. Yeah. And you're allowed to drop to your 1-minute time frame when you're in the trade, because what I'm looking for is I'm looking for any reason to get out of the trade. I've just had another little push down here. I'm over the moon about that push. Now I'm looking to myself, like I've got a decent little money, a little 1 to 2, 1 to whatever it was. I'm looking over here and I'm saying to myself, if I was to draw some lines in here, one would be going like this. So we make it a different color because there's a lot of blue lines over there. Yeah, one would be going like that. Okay. And where I got that extra push here, this is the lowest point. Maybe we'll put one in looking something like this. I'm looking for any reason to get out of the trade and take my money because I'm a bit concerned. You understand what I'm saying? So as soon as this market comes up here, boom, it doesn't break the structure yet. But here, look, breaks the structure, indicates, closes back above here. To be fair, I might have to just cut my losses and say, you know what? Let me just take a little quick 1-to-1 here because I don't like the way price is moving. I could do that if I was really over the moon about my 1 to 1.5. If not, I'll just leave my stop in here and look. If it kicks back on me and stops me out for nothing, is what it is. And what did it do? Stop me out for nothing. But I've protected my account. My investors are not going to have a problem with the fact that zero happened today. They're going to be a problem if minus 100 happened today. They'll be like, what happened? But not that nothing happened. Okay. Now let's zoom out again. We'll go to our 50-minute time frame. We're seeing this bigger Russian doll here. So for all of the mismatch of drawings in here, we can get rid of all of these. In fact, I'll leave those little quote unquote TP. All right. And let's see what happens. Market pushed up from our level, our bigger Russian doll, that blue dot. We've seen it respecting it here. If it breaks this structure, it's respecting our Russian doll. Made a higher high, made a higher low. This is the concern about you taking a sell from the bottom of this Russian doll. But what I can see is the market is struggling to really get high. Struggling. It's like the sellers pushing it, struggling. Let's see. Let's keep watching it. But you see the reason why we respect these Russian dolls. The bigger structure. The bigger structure is here. And though the smaller structure pushed it down here, the bigger structure stopped it from going anywhere. Or at least put a spanner in the works. Okay? Let's see what's happening. Making higher highs, higher lows, dancing around. But we're still in this trend of that bigger Russian doll. All right? I really want to see it busting outside of that trend. Closing. Candles closing. I go to hour time frame, guys. It's taking too long. And I want to see some nice hour closures. I really want to see some hour... I want to see it breaking out of this trend that's been. I always used to say, look, everyone's wearing baggy jeans. You want to go outside and everyone's wearing straight jeans. Like, not just one guy. Everybody's wearing straight jeans. You go to the club and you're like, okay, this is a new trend. Not just one little guy who just wants to wear batty riders come to the club wearing tight jeans. No, you want to see everybody wearing straight jeans so you can make a definitive, conclusion that this is a new trend. All right, let's have a look to see if the price. Oh, this looks like a definite break outside of this Russian doll. Whatever barrier existed that was stopping price from doing stuff here, and here has been broken. You feel me? This is clear that it's been broken. All right. Now, unfortunately, but I've zoomed out here to the hour time frame. Let's even go back to 15-minute. At the point when this market started to break this structure, where would have been structure? Very easy. The exact same stuff every single time. I'd be drawing my line, identifying where the highest point is, and trying to see where the lowest point before that highest point is. So it's that one. And at the point when that market, have a look, closed below that one here, all right? That's an indication of what it wants to do. It closed there. It made a correction. Didn't violate this high. Look, I'm even showing you a lovely entry, even on the 15-minute time frame. This was a closure below that structure. Then the market had another little red candle lower. This was an indication. This was a correction, a deep little wick, but it didn't violate this high, because though it's a wick on the 15-minute time frame, you're going to see what it looks like on the 5-minute or 3-minute. Then you see the candle close below here for all purposes. Price is broken outside of the trend now. Baggy jeans looks like it's the lick. And then you've seen an indication correction continuation. You could have, by all means, gotten into that trade with your stop above that high, because that's where the close was. All right. There is a better close on a smaller time frame, but for now, I'm just showing you here with your spread times 2. And the market is running in your direction to the point where, once again, you could make it risk-free. Or you could stay in the trade on the basis that you manage your risk and you don't mind losing what you need to lose and whatever. Okay, like on a smaller time frame, have a look. Go to my 5-minute time frame. Have a look at where I'll draw those little white, little zigzaggy lines. Look, we got an indication here. This was a big, on the 5-minute time frame, a big correction over here, but it didn't close above this level. Let me go smaller. I want it to be cleaner than that. But look, let me not go small. Let's stay on the 5-minute. But I always tell you to little thing here. This candle here is a closure below this wick. Could have been your entry. This is the safer stop over here, or the higher risk stop, but it's a good stop. It's an average stop in here. And now you've taken that trade. You've entered that trade. And the market has run all the way down here, immediate 1 to 2. And then you're seeing this market dance right. Now the question I'd be asking myself, looking at those blue lines, which was structure that we previously drawn in here, is looking at it from a larger time frame. How do I feel about this market? Well, I'll tell you what I feel about it, that we are trading within this bigger Russian doll, which is this box. So when we start getting down towards the lower area of this ring, I'm concerned. I really want to know is, can we break this structure? If we break this structure, then woo, yeah, something else is happening. And something else that's going to happen is this. It's going to break it, definitely going to retrace, but then it might continue doing this. If it doesn't break it, and I start seeing structure start being broken, well, I'm very concerned about my profit position, because it might decide that it wants to trade back in that bigger Russian doll range, that box, and then come and trade back down in that fall I know. And if it starts doing this, that's going to stop me out over here where I've got some good profits on my 1 to 2. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Well, the market's doing a hokey cokey. Came over here and potentially stopped us out. About over here, potentially stopped us out. So we got to a 1 to 2, which we would have been risk-free anyway, all right? But potentially stopped us out. And the reason why all of this action is happening is because at the moment, this market is trading within this range. It's in this range. It's playing around in this range. Even now, as we speak, looking at this market, it's playing in this range. It's at one point making higher highs, and then on a smaller time frame making higher lows. But when it comes to 4-hour structure, remember that's what we said. When it comes to 4-hour structure, it's not strong enough yet. It's not brave enough yet to step to 4-hour structure. On a smaller time frame, the market is trading up and down within this box. And if you're able to get into small trades, you maybe could take some small trades. And like you've seen, get a little 1 to 1, little 1 to 2, little 1 to break even within that 4-hour range. But it hasn't broken this 4-hour structure as yet. So this is going to, this here and this one here is going to be more of a signal to me like something's happening. Apart from that, it's doing the hokey cokey within a 4-hour swing high and a 4-hour swing low. And it really is doing the hokey cokey. This action is really like, whoa, we're going up here, then we're going to be down here, then we're going up here. Remember, these are 4-hour candles. Yeah, it's not going for it like this. Like you see the market going up, boom, 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 making nice bullish impulses, making very small retracements, then boom, 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 boom. This is bullish. Big greens, smaller reds, big greens, smaller reds, some greens until it starts to level off. It's not doing that at the moment. At the moment, it's like, yeah, give you a 1-2 red, give you a 1-2 green, give you a 1-2. It's thinking about it. You see? So even if I could draw some lines in here, which you could, on this 4-hour zone, you could zoom in and break it down also. You could turn around and say, okay, but even within that zone, Jay, we're ever so slightly making some lower highs and ever so slightly, Jay, making some lower lows. And I'd say you're right. We are. But we're still within this range. So yeah, we might see this market come up back up here and then come down here. But the question is, at this point in time, is it going to break? Or is it going to say, nah, I think I want to stay in here, safe in here? We don't know. And this is why you hear people trying to say that trading is about patience. It's about waiting for the best opportunity. It's about somebody came to this chart straight away and looked at this and said, yeah, I really want to see this market break this level before I do anything. And they just set their alert down here on this yellow line and then went about their business. Went and looked at another pair or went and played with their kids in the park. And when the alert rings that it's breaking this structure, then maybe they go, okay, drop down, time frame. Oh, look at a correction. And they're patient again, waiting for their correction to correct. And then when they start seeing it breaking structure on a small time frame, maybe drop down to that 15-minute, to your lovely 15-minute indication, correction, continuation. Maybe take the trade. And even then, when they take the trade, the type of trader that they are, they might say, I'm not taking it aggressive. I'm placing my stop above here. On the basis that this market can get down here and give me a 1-1, 1-2. Why? Because the way they live their life is they don't want to get stopped out of here unnecessarily, even though they're correct. So they're not necessarily looking for a 1-6, 1-5, 1-10. They're just like, you know what? Cool. I'll take it like this. 1-2 is good for me. Call out 500 quid, get back $1,000, plus me 500. Cool. I'm happy with that. You see, I've broken this down just to give you an insight. And whether I'm right or I'm wrong, I have to have some sort of thesis that I'm playing from. I can't just be out here just not knowing what's going on, but I'm saying I'm a trader. I'm saying I'm going to put my hard-earned money into the markets. And I just haven't got no story. I've got a story now. My story is this market's trading within these 4-hour highs, 4-hour lows, and it's doing the hokey cokey within this range. If anything, I may, if I'm very, very impatient, be interested in taking a trade on the top of this white line here. Maybe as a sell, but it would be a sell down to the white line. As if I really was eager. But ideally, I want to see it break outside those 2 yellow lines. I don't want to take a trade from in the middle here of it doing the hokey cokey relatively in this bigger Russian doll, and then even doing more of a hokey cokey in here. Look at this little dance that the market's doing at the moment. I don't want to get involved in this. What's going on in there? This is a hot mess in here. I don't want to get involved in that. But what? The buy or the sell? If I zoomed in right here like this, and I just zoomed in on this, I dropped you out of space and landed you here, and I said, you know, Javan, do something, buy or sell, what are you going to do? Doesn't have a clue. You're just not sure. You're just going to have to flip a coin and cross your fingers, crack a chicken foot and an egg and everything there and wave a chicken foot and, I don't know, do something. You're just going to have to just hope that the pip gods are helping you, because look who's going down here. Now we're going breaking structure up. Oh, now we're going sideways a bit. Now we're breaking structure down. Now we're breaking structure up. Now we're coming making equal lows. Now we're breaking structure up, higher, above. Now we're breaking structure. What does the market want to do? How can you take a trade here on this time frame? Unless you're going to say you took some small trade in here because you saw structure break, and even then, yeah, it's unnecessary. Yeah, it's unnecessary because yeah, we're higher on these little smaller blocks, but yeah, it's unnecessary. Just be patient. get some proper confirmations in. So if I dropped you in out of space into here and I said, what are you going to look to do? You can say, look, Jay, even though I haven't looked at the bigger picture, I look like I'm going to sell this because I can see clear bearish structure. Or I'm going to buy this because I can see clear bullish structure. Here is Frath just doing nonsense. So yeah, you might put a little alert here on a smaller time frame. That might give you an early heads up of what it might be doing. But in the grand scheme of things, bigger picture, this market's in the middle of a range, dancing in the middle of a range. Like, who cares about that? That is the jam donut that's been sitting in the window all week with flies and looking all dry up. Who wants that donut? I don't. I'm like, cool, bro, keep that donut. So ideally, I want this donut. Came hot and fresh out the oven, steaming, made just for me. Or this donut, hot and fresh, steaming out the oven. Worst case scenario, I don't catch that one hot and steaming. Let me catch this one over here. That was coming up here. And then it tapped here and it started breaking structure here. And for whatever reason, I decided to take that trade from the top of this range to trade the consolidation. That one's, it's not hot and steaming, but it's still soft. it's still soft. It's not dry out. Yeah. Or maybe this one that was coming down in here, touched the bottom of the range, and then started breaking some nice structure in here, deciding like it wants to go back up in that range again. Maybe I'll take that one as well. 6, 7 out of 10. This one 6, 7 out of 10. This one 8, 9. Not 10, because it hasn't really confirmed on a bigger picture, but but this one in here, dry up. Yeah. I hope that in my humor and in the way that I'm trying to explain it, it just makes you think when you're taking a trade, makes you use these time frames, zooming in and out, makes you think Russian door. What does Jay talk about Russian door? What does he mean by that? He means about understanding what's happening on a bigger picture. And the bigger picture, this market was trading up within that blue range. So therefore, it breaking that blue range is significant. In the bigger picture, that blue range is trading within this bigger yellow range. So it turning around and breaking outside of that blue range is significant, meaning that this Russian doll is what's turning it around. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, this is how you have to think about these markets, guys. Any questions? Any questions? Obviously, I started late. But yeah, any questions?
Yes, United challenge. I haven't heard much confirmation about.
I was giving people the opportunity to be able to. Certain people reached out to me and saying to me, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be able to do it here." Then I was like, "Look, to be honest, you can drop in it anytime." But what we're going to do is by next week, the Discord will be open. I know you've told me about yourself. I know a couple of people have told me about myself. But what we do is it's just about being able to make sure in the Discord and the WhatsApp group that we open a separate channel for people that are doing it. Only for people that are doing it is that if you're looking at a trade, that you put your idea, screenshot, put your idea into the group, and there's going to be rules. So when you go into that Discord channel, there's rules. The rules are every trade you take, you have to make it known that you're going to take a trade or you've taken a trade. Yeah, because obviously sometimes it might not be possible that you can tell someone before. It should do, because you should be taking the best trade. So you should be able to prep. But maybe you just came to your screen and saw the best trade 2 minutes ago and you had to get into it. Yeah. But that accountability is going to be there. And the result of it is also going to be there. So you turn around and say, bro, I got stopped out here, so that we can go and look at it. And what we can start doing is using that in the morning and breaking down these trades that were successful and these trades that were unsuccessful. We can start breaking them down so that we can have a real learning curve. Like I said to you, this new step of taking your challenge is just another step in your journey. And I know there's people here that have taken a funded account and blown that funded account for the reasons that they know why. They actually know why they blew the funded account. They knew that they went on full tilt one time. They knew that they took some dumb trades. And that's what the accountability is going to be. A man turning around and saying, I took this trade and it wasn't great. Yeah. So if you've got your account at the moment, you can do whatever you want to do with your account. It's yours. But I'd say, wait till next week, which is, there's only today worth of trading and it's Friday anyway. It's not necessarily the best day to start getting busy. But all we're going to be doing is having that accountability. So if I'm going to take a trade on that account, I'm going to say, guys, I'm looking at this. Well, look, I'm going to do what I do anyway in the Breakfast Club. And I say, I'm looking at this. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for that to happen. And when I'm in the trade, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm up 1-to-1 or 1-to-2, ready to table line. If for argument's sake, I let that fall all the way back down to zero or into profits, then or into negative, then when I go and I put that back out there in the community, that one actually wasn't a profitable trade. Man, I'm going to be able to say, Rob J, I think you need to start taking the profits at 1-to-1, 1-to-2, because you're holding on to these trades too long, and vice versa. It's that accountability, and it's just going to help you. It means you're not alone. Yeah, when you're doing these things, more time out of 10, you're doing them alone. You're not going to be doing them alone. And if you listen to my advice, you haven't got an over leverage on the account that you've bought. You've bought an account that, yes, you don't want to lose the money because you want to pass and you want to make the money and say you've got a 20K payout. Yes, you do. But if for whatever reason hell freezes over and you blow your account, it's not going to be like, rah, I just blew 3 months worth of rent or the bill money, the light bill money. Yeah. So if that is the case, there's a lot less anxiety in your journey. You know what I mean? Then you think this like, oh, yeah, I've got this funded account now. If I just hit this trade, yeah, he's gonna go there, I'm gonna pass, and then before you know, they're gonna pay me out 100 grand. And I'm telling you, I know how the mind works. I know how the psychology works. That little devil sits on your shoulder, goes, yes, Jason, you got your funded account. Yeah, go on, push your lot size up, bro. Stop mucking about. And you think to yourself, you know what? Yeah, let me just push my lot size up. I know how it works. Because I've been that person with the devil on my shoulder, just whispering in my ear, going, psst, forget about that stop, bro. Just go in there for a 2-pip stop, bro. You don't need to put it above the high, just put it above the candle, bro. When you put it above that candle, your lot size is gonna be massive. And every so often you go, yeah, you're right. Let me do that. And then 3 minutes later, you get stopped at like, God, why the hell did I do that? I know I shouldn't have done that one. I know that's the psychology. That's what we're battling with. And that's why you hear me tell and say, I don't want you guys in a 1-minute time frame. I ultimately want you in as big a time frames as possible, but within reason, so that you're not just sitting down there and doing nothing. You're not advanced enough to sit around and do nothing. Like, think about it like this. A sniper, like a proper professional sniper, might sit or lie down on his belly in that position for 12 hours before he takes a shot. He's a lot more disciplined, advanced, patient. He's an assassin compared to a man who, doesn't have the muscle, stamina to stay in that position for 12 hours. So you got to understand who you are. So therefore, that's what I'm saying to you. Like, I don't necessarily want you guys here waiting for day candles. So you're waiting for a day indication, correction, continuation, because it's like, you don't have the stamina just to do that, to pick good trades. Yeah. So from hour down to 15, down to 5, this is your playground. One is there's too many snakes in the grass at 1. Too many things that will make you think to yourself you're doing good things and you're not. 5 is a good space. 15 is slightly better, but a little bit, you now start going into the patience space, which is fine. Because we want to be patient, but we also want to be learning from actually taking trades. All right. Any other questions? Good. So this session has been recorded. Hopefully it communicates well. If this is all new for me as well in regards to, well, not new for me, but in regards to making sure that the message communicates correctly when people are watching it back, etc. Okay, and I have been getting some good feedback on people who watch back the videos and start to grasp concepts, which is great. All right, but I'm saying to grasp them quick. The videos will be coming down at some point. And you're getting a great opportunity to be able to watch these videos back. And there are a good few people who make sure that them videos land in the live folder. They don't land in videos. I want to add them to videos, the ones that people like, for the short term, but they land in live. So if you're ever looking for them, you go to the little channel and you go to live and you'll be able to see the videos that are there. And you'll see the date, so you know if it was Monday, Tuesday, or whatever one you want to watch over. I do more times I tend to try to label them, but sometimes I don't, and they just label with Jay's personal meeting. All right, but then you can look at the date and understand what day that was. All right, but guys, good morning. All right, we did run over a little piece. Good morning, and God bless. To apologize for my late start this morning. It was like a barrage of nonsense running backwards and forwards, and then there was just dealing with something real quick. But good morning, good morning, good morning, and God bless. Let me put something on. There was supposed to be sound earlier, and it was quite powerful the way I set it up. But I just realized why the sound weren't playing because it was muted in my system. Because I even left the house and get some water. It's one of the mornings, yeah. But it was quite good. So I'm gonna put on what was playing just for a little while, and it was some quotes, and for some people that are finding it hard or going through tough things, it was some quotes that were playing over this instrumental soulful house. But it's really the quotes is what I want to draw your ear to, and maybe it might be something that you guys can listen to as you're going through your day right now. But I'm going to play it, so have a listen and read some of these quotes, and some of them, hopefully, one of them will resonate and make you feel like, yeah, bro, I needed to hear that, or I needed to see those words on the screen. Sometimes for me, I'm telling you, when I see something, I just like, it just hits. Do you get what I'm saying? When hear someone say something, it just hits, man. I put one up the other day, and it was, I do not compare myself to who others are today, but I compare myself to who I was yesterday and who I will be tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we live in a world where everyone compares themselves to who people are today. Who wanted to be Puff Daddy? How many people out here was like, oh, man, look at P. Diddy, man. I'm not P. Diddy, man. I ain't got that money, man. Ready to tell, like, thinking to say they want to be P. Diddy. Top of the hip hop world. Money coming out of his nostrils. I saw P. Diddy make a video where he was Batman. Who saw the P. Diddy did the video where he was Batman? Old. Does anyone see the video where he did it where he was Batman? Let me try and play it. I'm sure it's somewhere. Like, proper production, Like, he was Batman. Like, he had the car. Remember when he was doing with the whole Joker thing when he dressed up as Joker and some stuff like that?
I remember. Yeah.
You remember? Like,
Yeah.
This is P. Diddy, yo. Used to be, Biggie's right-hand man on top of hip-hop for the last however long. Yeah? Who wants to be P. Diddy now? Who wants to swap shoes with P. Diddy right now? So you understand what I'm saying? So measuring yourself by where people are today is a losing. It's a losing battleground. You don't want to be there. There's nothing there for you. You want to measure yourself by where you was yesterday, and more importantly, where you are going tomorrow. So I'm going to play the P. Diddy thing, just because it's levels, all right? And then I'm going to play some motivational quotes that's going to help you with your day, help you with your goals, help you with your dreams. And I'm going to wish you guys have an absolutely fantastic Friday. Let's play this P. Diddy thing. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, P. Diddy's gone nuts. Let's go.
Volume G.
You don't not hear it?
Now I can.
The world needs to eat.
Let me know if you can't hear sound. You should be able to hear sound all the way through.
Can't hear sound.
What the fuck is going on with the flickering of the lights?
Now I can. But it keeps cutting out.